morning friends. Myself Dr. Suresh Parsala. Our today's practical topic is liver and biliary tract, in which we include gross specimen of CVC liver, fatty liver, cirrhosis of liver, hepatocellular carcinoma, mets in liver, gallbladder inflammation, gallbladder stone. And in histopathological slide, chronic venous congestion of liver, cirrhosis liver, fatty liver and chronic cholecystitis. Now first of all, this is the external surface of normal liver. The color is brown and the surface is smooth. A normal liver is about 1200 to 1600 grams. Here there is a normal anatomical structure where there is a coronary ligament, left triangular ligament, left lobe, falciparum ligament, ligamentum teres, gallbladder and right lobe of liver is seen. Now liver is divided histologically into lobules. The center of the lobules is the central vein. At the periphery of the lobules are portal triads. Functionally, the liver can be divided into three zones based upon oxygen supply. Zone 1 encircles the portal tract where the oxygenated blood from hepatic arteries enters. Okay. This is portal triad. This one is zone 1, highly vascular or more oxygenated blood. Zone 3 is located around the central vein where oxygenation is poor. Here there is a zone 3 where oxygenation of blood is poor, while zone 2 is located in between. Now pattern of hepatic injuries. First is degeneration, whether ballooning, feathery degeneration, fat or pigmented. Second one is inflammation, viral or toxic, regeneration and fibrosis. And third one is neoplasia, in which 99% are metastatic and 1% are primary. Now first of all, chronic venous congestion of liver. In CVC liver, right-sided cardiac failure leads to passive congestion of liver. Left-sided cardiac failure lead to hepatic hypoperfusion and hypofunction. The combination of hypoperfusion and retrograde congestion lead to centrilobular hemorrhagic necrosis of liver. See, here there is a gross and microscopic specimen of liver. In gross examination, the mounted specimen consists of slice of liver with smooth outer surface. The cut surface shows characteristic nutmeg appearance due to red and yellow motile appearance. At places shows yellow discoloration or fatty changes. See, here there is a motile appearance of nutmeg liver. While in microscopically, section shows changes of congestion which is more marked in the centrilobular zone. Okay, see, here there is a central vein. Here there is a necrosis and hemorrhagic necrosis more marked around the central vein. The central vein as well as the adjacent sinusoids are distended and filled with blood. The centrilobular hepatocyte undergo degenerative changes and eventually centrilobular hemorrhagic necrosis may be seen. The peripheral zone of the lobule shows some fatty changes in hepatocytes. So this is normal bile duct, portal tract and normal hepatocytes. Here there is a necrosis, hemorrhagic necrosis around the central vein. See, here there is a motile appearance of the nutmeg liver. Here, see, here there is a central vein and necrosis and hemorrhage of hepatocytes surrounded by central vein. Again, here there is a necrosis around the central vein. So this is a microscopic examination of chronic venous congestion of liver. And here there is a steatosis and fatty changes is also seen. And here there is a necrosis and hemorrhage around the central vein. Now, an uncommon complication of sustained chronic severe congestive heart failure is cardiac cirrhosis. Now, second one is fatty liver. Fatty liver or steatosis accumulation of fat droplets within hepatocyte. In gross examination, liver is enlarged 4 to 6 kg, soft yellow grey, and microscopically there is a microvesicular steatosis in which multiple tiny droplets that do not displace the nucleus, while in macrovesicular steatosis a single large droplet that displaces the nucleus. It is reversible changes. You must always know the three common causes of fatty liver, also called fatty metamorphosis, fatty changes or steatosis, obesity, alcoholism and diabetes. Now in gross examination, fatty liver specimen consists of piece of liver which is pale yellow in color, cut surface is yellow, greasy and contains smooth capsules. And in microscopic examination, both microvesicular and macrovesicular steatosis in hepatocyte. See here there is a large droplet with peripherally pushed nucleus, macrovesicular steatosis, while in microvesicular steatosis there is no displacement of the nucleus. So this is microscopic. Cross examination, tan yellow color liver with weight 4 to 6 kg. See again, this is a cross examination of the fatty liver. See on cut surface, yellowish discoloration. See here there is a microscopic examination. These fat droplets seen in the liver cells or in the hepatocytes, and peripherally pushed nucleus is also seen. So this is a steatosis or fatty changes of liver. Now cirrhosis. Fibrosis is the end stage of most chronic liver disease and is one of two absolute criteria needed for the diagnosis of cirrhosis. First is portal to portal bridging fibrosis. The normal hexagonal architecture is replaced by nodules. Fibrosis and nodules are present. Bridging fibrous septa in the form delicate bands or broad scars linking the portal tract with one another and with portal tract with terminal hepatic veins. While in parenchymal nodules containing proliferating hepatocytes encircled by fibrosis which is small 3 mm or large more than 3 mm, disruption of architecture of liver is seen. All cirrhosis are irreversible. The end stage of all chronic liver disease, often many years, often several months, associated with huge degree of nodule regeneration and therefore represent a significant risk for primary liver neoplasm, hepatoma or hepatocellular carcinoma. In cirrhosis, gross examination, initially yellow, tan, fatty, enlarged liver, weight more than 2 kg. Later, on brown, non-fatty, shrunken liver, weight less than 1 kg. Now, in microscopic examination, three features are present. Bridging fibrous septa, in which initially delicate fibrous septa extend through sinusoid from central vein to portal region, as well as from portal tract to portal tract, while in parenchymal nodules created by regeneration of encircled hepatocyte if less than 3 mm in size, micronodular more than 3 mm size, macronodular, and third one is disruption of architecture of the entire liver. See, this is a gross examination of the liver, cirrhosis of the liver, nodular surface, if less than 3 mm, then micronodular, more than 3 mm, macronodular cirrhosis. See, again there is a nodular surface of cirrhosis of the gross examination. So these all are gross features of cirrhosis of the liver. See, this is all nodule formation, cirrhosis of liver. Section. See, here there is a microscopic examination where there is a formation of the nodules surrounded by fibrosis, either bridging or portal to portal fibrosis. Okay, so normal architecture of the liver is lost and formation of the nodules and fibrosis. See, again here there is a formation of the nodules with steatosis and surrounded by fibrosis. These all are nodules which is surrounded by fibrosis. Irregular nodules separated by portal to portal fibrous bands. Here there is a cirrhosis, bichrome stain where fibrosis highlight no disease. Micronodular cirrhosis or alcoholic cirrhosis. In micronodular cirrhosis, the mounted specimen consists of enlarged liver. The surface of the liver is studded with small diffuse hard nodules of very little size, separated by depressed fibrous tissue bands, producing hobnail liver appearance. Nodules are tan yellow due to fat contents. On cut section, spheroidal nodule less than 3 mm size, separated by fibrous septa, are seen. While in microscopic examination, section shows multiple nodules having disorganized mass of hepatocytes separated by fibrous septa. The fibrous septa usually contains sparse infiltrate of mononuclear cells with area of necrosis, inflammation and bile duct proliferation. So this is a micronodular cirrhosis or alcoholic cirrhosis. While in macronodular cirrhosis, mounted specimen consists of an enlarged liver with nodules of varying size on surface. Cut surface shows nodules of varying in diameter from 3 mm to few centimeters. See, these all are nodules more than 3 mm to few centimeters, and which is separated by depressed fibrous tissue bands. While in microscopic examination, the section shows multiple variable size nodules having disorganized mass of hepatocytes separated by thick fibrous septa. The fibrous septa usually containing mononuclear cell and bile duct proliferation. So these all are fibrous septa which is contain mononuclear cells, bile duct proliferation. This is formation of nodule. Now macronodular cirrhosis, again gross and microscopic specimens. See, these all are nodules more than 3 mm in size, while here there is a fibrous band and degenerating nodules. It is jaundice. Normal bilirubin is 0.3 to 1.2 milligram, in which unconjugated or indirect and conjugated direct bilirubin. Now, jaundice may be hemolytic, unconjugated, or obstructive or conjugated. Jaundice due to excessive production of bilirubin, reduced hepatic uptake, impaired conjugation, and defective transportation of bilirubin. Now, amoebic liver abscess. See, here there is a gross and microscopic examination of amoebic liver abscess. In gross specimen consists of piece of enlarged liver. The cut section shows multiple abscess of varying size and shape. See, here, these all are abscess, varying size and shape. The center of the abscess contains large necrotic area having reddish brown thick pus resembling anchovy or chocolate sauce. The abscess wall consists of irregular threads of necrotic liver tissue. Now in microscopic examination, the necrotic area consists of degenerated liver cells, leukocytes, strands of connective tissue and debris. See, these all are degenerative leukocytes and necrosis. Amoeba are most easily found in the liver tissue at the margin of the abscess. So all are amoeba. The margin of the abscess and past staining is employed to confirm the trophozoite of E. histolite. See again gross and microscopic of amoebic liver abscess. The mounted specimen consists of piece of liver with large solitary abscess lower end. Here there is a large single abscess at the lower end. Margins are ragged and center of the abscess contain large necrotic area having reddish brown thick pus resembling anchovy or chocolate sauce. The abscess wall consists of irregular thread of necrotic liver tissue. While in microscopic examination, necrotic area consists of degenerated liver cells. Amoeba are most easily found in liver tissue in the margin of the abscess. These all are amoeba. This is degenerated liver cells of amoebic liver abscess. Now pyogenic liver abscess. pyogenic liver abscess, gross examination, mounted specimen consists of piece of liver showing multiple abscess with well demarcated necrotic wall and floor contains brownish yellow purulent material. See here there is a multiple abscess with brownish yellow purulent material. It is most common in the right lobe of the liver having thick fibrous capsule. In microscopic there is a multiple small neutrophilic abscess with areas of extensive necrosis of the affected liver parenchyma. The adjacent viable area shows pus and blood clots in the portal vein, inflammation, congestion, proliferating fibroblast. Now, benign liver tumors are in most cases really regenerative nodules, have been and can really be neoplasm of blood vessels also. And malignant liver tumors, 99% are metastatic or secondary, especially from the portal drained organ. Just about every malignancy will wind up eventually in the liver, like the lungs. In primary liver malignancy, hepatoma, hepatocellular carcinoma arise in the background of already very serious liver disease, chronic hepatitis, cirrhosis, are slow growing and do not metastasize readily. And second one is cholangiocarcinoma or malignancy if the intrahepatic bile ducts and look much more like adenocarcinoma than do. Hepatoma or hepatocellular carcinoma. Here there is a gross examination. This is a tumor of hepatoma, nodular tumor, while in hepatocellular carcinoma there is a pleomorphism of hepatocytes, INC ratio, prominent nucleoli. See, this is a metastatic carcinoma. See, these all are metastatic lesion on the liver. Now, secondaries in liver, in which mounted specimen consists of liver showing multiple spherical nodular mass of variable size. So, this is a spherical multiple lesion of variable size. The masses are white, well demarcated, soft or hemorrhagic at places. Few shows characteristic umbilication due to central necrosis of the mass. While in microscopic examination, the section of liver shows normal hepatic tissue on right side and metastatic carcinoma on left side. So this is a metastatic carcinoma, while here there is a normal hepatocytes. The metastatic tumor generally reproduce the structure of the primary glands. Now gallbladder. There is inflammation of gallbladder known as cholecystitis. If it is acute, then fever, leukocytosis, and if chronic, then subclinical or no pain. An ultrasound can detect stone, while HIDA, biliary nuclear study, can help go hand in hand with stones in gallbladder or ducts. If surgery is required, most is laparoscopy. See here there is a gross examination of cholecystitis with cholelithiasis. The inflamed gallbladder with formation of the stone. See here there is a black stone. This is the structure of the gallbladder. See this is here there is a normal mucosa of the gallbladder. Mounted specimen consists of multiple multifaceted yellowish orange colored stones varying in size from 0.5 to 1 cm in diameter. While in microscopic examination, section shows dead lipid-laden macrophages are seen in the finger-like projection into the gallbladder lumen. The blood vessels are congested and the subserosa edematous. Mixed gallstone are the most common on section. They have distinct laminated structure with alternating dark pigment layer and pale white layer revealing different combination of cholesterol, bilirubin pigment and calcium carbonate laid down in layers at different times. Gallbladder with stones. Here again this is a gallbladder where there is a stone. The section shows finger-like projection of gallbladder, mucosa and markedly dilated and congested vessels and pigmented subsequence. This is a congestion. Here again there is a chronic cholecystitis with cholelithiasis, stone with gallbladder, and here there is again inflammation of the gallbladder. Now Echinococcus cyst of liver or hydatid cyst. The mounted specimen consists of liver showing multiple unilocular cysts in the right lobe on cut surface. Echinococcus cyst of liver. See, these all are cysts of Echinococcus or hydatid cyst. E. granulosa generally causes unilocular hydatid cyst, while multilocular result in multilocular or alveolar hydatid disease in the liver. And in microscopic, the section shows cyst wall on right corner and normal liver tissue on left corner. The cyst wall having 3 layers. Pericyst show fibroblastic reaction, mononuclear cell, eosinophilic cell layer, giant cell and dense fibrosis. Ectocyst shows acellular continuation laminated material, and endocyst shows daughter cyst. So this is the cyst wall. Here there is a connective tissue and here